What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So yesterday I talked about inflation and how important inflation is when it comes to the midterm election, but I also want to talk about another category, and that category is foreign policy. That category is this war in Iran. How do voters feel about this war in Iran? So we're going to talk about that in this video, but first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. So let's go ahead and listen to Harry Enton talking about young voters. Here we go.
You hit it on your intro, Omar. That is Trump putting a historically strong performance with younger voters. And here we're talking about voters under the age of 45. He beat Kamala Harris with them, or at least beat the prior Republican baselines with them. And you can see it right here on foreign policy. He absolutely crushed Kamala Harris as who was more trusted under the age of 45 on foreign policy. Look at that. Was more trusted than Kamala Harris by 9 points. Come over to this side of the screen, Omar. Look at this. Look at this shift. He has a net approval rating now on foreign policy 40 points underwater, a nearly 50-point switcheroo. So after putting in the strongest performance, more trusted on foreign policy, the first since George W. Bush all the way back in 2004, he has completely lost that advantage way down there. He is no longer groovy, according to the young people of America.
Groovy. That's great word. Great word choice. You know, big discrepancy here, obviously, but how much is the Iran war contributing to what we're seeing?
I think it's contributing a whole heck of a lot to what we're seeing right here, because just take a look how under the age of 45 feel about Iran. Not worth the cost. Look at this. 4 in 5. 4 in 5, 81% say the Iran war is not worth the cost. And look at Trump's disapproval, basically simpatico with this. 77% of those under the age of 45 say the Iran war, say that Trump's disapproval on the Iran war, way up there like a rocket at 77%. So not worth the cost, Trump disapproval, both converging about 4 in 5 of those under the age of 45. No wonder that Trump's net approval rating on foreign policy among those under the age of 45 is way underwater at minus 40 points.
Well, even within that young group, I mean, what about young Republicans? How do they feel in this?
Yes. You think this nearly 50-point switcheroo is bad. You think nearly 4 in 5 disapproving, 4 in 5 saying not worth the cost is bad. What about young Republicans? This is the Republican base we're talking about here. Take a look at this. Trump's net approval, GOP under age 45. Look at that. He's underwater with them on foreign affairs. Look at that. His net approval rating, 10 points underwater. My goodness gracious. This is Republicans. How about on the Iran war? 14 points underwater with them. So even among young Republicans, Donald Trump has lost the faith of them. And indeed, they want, in fact, the policy for the next Republican president. They do not want to be following Trump's policy on the Iran war. I think we may be going towards a real sort of pivot point within the Republican Party on foreign policy when it comes to young Republicans, as even they have turned against the President of the United States when it comes to foreign policy, foreign affairs, and the Iran war.
And realistically, when you poll all voters, he's very unpopular when it comes to foreign policy. Let me show you here. When we're looking at RealClearPolitics here, and I just want to show you, and we'll go through every metric here. So we'll start with the president's overall job approval. President's overall job approval, what we're looking at here is this yellow bar here. It's showing the spread at minus 16.3. So disapproval is at 56.7. Approval is at 40.4. If we look at foreign policy, the president is at minus 17.1. Disapproval at 55.8. Approval at 38.7. When we look at immigration, the spread is minus 7.2. Disapproval at 51.9, approval at 44.7. And this is a category where he was in the positive just January of last year, but now he's minus 7. And taking a look at inflation, he's minus 40.5. You have disapproval at 68.4, approval at 27.9. And looking at the category of crime, this is another category where President Trump, in the past, he's been in the positive, but he's in the negative. It's minus 4.5. Disapproval at 49.7, approval at 45.2. And then when we look at the war in Ukraine, this is another category where President Trump was out there saying this is going to be easy for us to get some type of a deal here. He was saying he'd get this done in the first 100 days. Look at this now. We have minus 20%. Disapproval at 56.6, approval at 36.6. And then looking at the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, minus 15.5, disapproval at 54.3, approval at 38.8. And it's interesting, RealClearPolitics didn't put up a category for the war in Iran, which I find very interesting because you have all these other metrics, but you don't have that metric. That metric would have been a lot worse. It probably would have been around the same number as what we saw with inflation. And so the president right now is underwater in every category. And when it comes to this war in Iran, this is something that the president did on his own, because you can look at other metrics and say, well, the economy, you know, realistically, the president doesn't have that much control over the economy. In this situation, the president has more control over the economy, because if we go to a war in Iran, of course, that's going to hurt our economy because we're going to be spending a lot of money in this war, not to mention when we're looking at the Strait of Hormuz being closed and all of that, gas prices increase, inflation increases. All of that is a direct result of what the president is doing. And so the main takeaway here is the president was already unpopular before the war in Iran. And now he's even more unpopular. When we're looking at the demographic of 45 and under, he's struggling with that group. And so what will those voters do? Will they show up to vote in the midterm election? And if they don't show up to vote in the midterm election, that is going to hurt Republicans, because on the other side, you have Democrats that are energized to get out and vote. And so if you have Republicans saying, I'm just going to stay home, but you have Democrats that are energized to vote, Democrats are going to benefit from this. And we're already looking at the House right now. It will most likely, Democrats will take back control of the House. But when you focus on the Senate is going to be much closer. And so every vote is going to count. And if you have people that would normally vote Republican or normally vote for President Trump decide that they're just not going to show up, that can impact the Senate race, and we could see Democrats take back control of the Senate. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.